It's not easy to understand what is reality and what is running away from reality. I have seen people walking in nature thinking that they needed a rest. They needed to get away from their troubled lives for a while. So they go for a walk in nature. So you go for a walk to get away from it. And then you go back home to face another day, to face your problems, to see if you can find solutions. Talking about my problems, describing them to others, turns out to be a fool's activity. I am the one dealing with my problems and I am the one finding solutions. So there is no need for me to reveal any of that to anyone else. People don't tell me about their problems, so why should I talk to them about my problems? I had a friend, he was able to get people to talk. But he was a failure. Part of his failure was that he got people to talk and reveal their lives to him because he was hiding his own life away from them. Because I don't hide my life from people, they ask me questions and I over and over again make this great mistake of answering their questions because people don't want focus on their problems, they want to hide their problems. So instead of letting me know what they are fighting with on a personal level, it's much easier for them to ask me a question and get me talking because I am able to talk, and then they can seemingly focus on me instead of their own lives. But it turns out that they are not focusing on me, and they are unable to understand me, and they are unable to understand their own lives. So I don't want them to focus on my life. And I don't want them to tell me about their lives, because I don't believe that they know themselves. So I see no reason why I should engage with other people. When I walk in nature, I also run away from my personal problems, my job. But when I was young, when I was 15 years old, I used to go skiing every weekend. And when I came back to school on Monday, I was feeling fresh and strong, because I had spent my whole weekend skiing. To live, you have to move your body, because your body is the instrument that you are using. It's the tool that you are using. I know that Buddha sat under the tree, very still. And I've been standing still myself to be able to see the stars move. But this process of standing still, doing nothing, you can't overdo it. If you sit in a room alone, very still, for a couple of years, your body is going to start decaying, and your energies too. Is that running away from reality? People walk in nature to get away from the stillness, the emptiness, the silence that you have to face when you are alone. So moving your body is running away from reality, you could say. Question is, what is reality? Now it's 2023, and we are living in a world that will not exist 1,000 years from now, and it will not exist 100,000 years from now like this. So if we look 1,000,000 years into the future, what will life be on Earth, and what will be reality then? That is the question. Because in the end, reality and truth is what stays with you. the war in Ukraine, Joe Biden, and Ursula von der Leyen, all the memories of these people will be gone forever, and they will not be part of reality anymore. So, is it of any interest to me to listen to people talking about the war in Ukraine? Why am I doing it? When I walk in nature, I get this strong feeling of being in nature. The feeling is very strong and it's blocking almost everything else. I was picking blueberries yesterday. I was doing it for 10 hours straight. And while I was doing that work, I was thinking about many things. And I realized that my thoughts are part of my reality. And my thoughts are based on my experiences and what I am focused on. So I've been wondering if I quit focusing on the war in Ukraine, if I only focus on my own life, what will happen to my understanding of myself? Will it continue to develop, or will I move away from learning about myself? If studying the war in Ukraine is studying myself because I'm not really taking in the war in Ukraine, I'm taking in a greater understanding of who I am, what I am, and how I function as an individual in life. I have found that life is like a switch, an on and off switch. Life is both when you are switched on and when you are switched off. And in a similar way, when you see someone, you meet someone, you always have to leave them and go back to yourself. There's a great difference between meeting someone and leaving them. What is reality? Is reality going out to see someone, or is reality turning around and going back to yourself. What is facing yourself? And why do I want to avoid facing myself? The Muslims, when they wake up in the morning, instead of facing themselves, they face the Quran. They start reading the Quran. What does a lot of people in Norway do when they wake up in the morning? They don't read the Quran. They go to Facebook. I go to YouTube. I try to fill myself with information, knowledge that I want, that I need. So when I look at myself as a tool, I have to look at myself as a tool that is used. And focusing on something outside myself is using myself as a tool. Focusing on my inside. What is that? What is happening when you don't run away from yourself? When you don't want to avoid anything, you want to face every thought that you have and every emotion, every fear, every angst. Sometimes, or most days when I wake up in the morning, I go into a state of fear because of all the unresolved problems that I have in my life. And I have been deciding to not run away from my fears, so I have been facing them, not resisting them, and I let them run all over me. I let them crush me, crunch me, distract me. And I have been following that river of anxiety and fear. And I've been wondering, where is this river taking me? Is it taking me to the solutions? Or are they taking me into a distraction that is preventing me from finding the solution? The river of fear and anxiety what do I need it for? What is it doing? I can go through 4 or 5 hours straight of fear, and the fear runs out. That is the strange part of it. In the end, it runs out and it closes, and there is no trace of it. And it's even a problem to the extent that when it's closed down, it gets kind of boring. You get addicted to fear. It's like a journey. It's not exactly a holiday, but where is this journey leading me? Have I become addicted to the river of fear, to travel on the river of fear? And what is the boat? The boat I'm in when I travel on the river of fear is the boat, the ego. Probably, as we know, ego's mantra is to seek and never find. I want to follow spirit and I want to find. I want to seek and I want to find. My life is in a very strange state. I'm very dysfunctional when it comes to living in society, dealing with other people. There is something strange about the environment. My whole life, my family life, that has been my environment, has had some very strange effect on me. And I am repeating the dance. And I have been repeating this dance up until this day. And I'm looking for an escape from something, an escape